You've just bought Overwatch, you just downloaded it, you press play, it opens up, you see that beautiful Overwatch screen. What next? What do you do? My name is Helmsy, and that's what we're going to cover today. If you're new to Overwatch, there's a lot of things that you need to learn about the game, and a lot of things you need to learn in general about everything in the game. What characters to play. You're not even into tactics yet, you don't even know who you want to play, you don't even know how you should play. Anything like that. So I'm going to cover a lot of that stuff in some detail here. What Blizzard's goal is for Overwatch is to have you level from level 1 to level 25, playing either quick match or arcade games. After that, they want you to do your placement games and then continue to play in competitive to see how you rank. This is going to be more of the focus now than ever, mainly because the Overwatch League is coming out here not pretty soon, but probably in the next couple of years, maybe the next year even. So that's going to be the focus, is competitive a lot more. Obviously, if you would like to be a casual player and play quick play and play arcade, that's completely fine. Nobody's hating on that by any means. You can play whatever you want in there. But I'm saying for players who start out and want to play competitive, they want to go from that 1 to 25 and then get into competitive, these are some tips for you guys. Mainly just who to play. So what you want to do is you want to learn at least one player from each category. So I would say you want to learn players from the support category, the tank category, the defense category, and the offense category, or the attack category. So to keep it very basic, I'm not going to actually go over how they break down yet again into a full team of 6. I'll tell you the positions right now. You have your main tank, you have your off tank, you have hit scan DPS, you have your second DPS, you have the main support, and then you have your off support or your second support. So we're not going to go into that so much. I'm just going to cover those 4 things that I mentioned before, those 4 roles, and who you should pick for those 4 roles. Now, Overwatch is an absolutely brilliant game. It's an absolutely wonderful game, and it's actually pretty balanced for the most part right now. You as a new player should try to play everything. And especially going into your competitive games, it pays to be able to fill. If you can fill a spot, you are in a very good spot whenever it comes to competitive. The reason why is because some people in competitive, especially at lower ranks, something like bronze, silver, gold, even a little bit in platinum, you're going to see a lot of people who want to play, I'm a soldier main, I'm going to play soldier. I'm a Genji main, I'm going to play Genji, you know, something like that. That's not what you want to be. You don't want to be, there's no mains in Overwatch. You can have a preference. You can be like, yeah, like I play soldier. I play soldier in competitive because I have really high accuracy with soldier, and I tend to get a lot of kills and I tend to get a lot of stuff done. But I'm not a soldier main. I play plenty of people. I play Ana, I play McCree, I play Tracer, I play Reaper, I play Mei, I play Junkrat, I play Pharah, I play Roadhog constantly. I love Roadhog. But all of these people are currently pretty strong in the meta. So what I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go down the list, and I'll list them on the screen also. So you have healer, your 2 strongest healers by far right now in just about every single game, every pro game, they are both in the meta. You have Ana and you have Lucio. So you need to learn to play probably both of those at least decently well, because one's your main, which is Lucio, typically the shot caller on pro teams. That's not really important for this. And then you have Ana, who can just put out a ton of heals, and she carries the 3 tank meta because she can AoE heal. Well, not so much AoE heal, but she can her grenade can heal AoE, and then she herself can just shoot people and heal them up in something like 3 seconds, like a critical health Reinhardt up to full in 3 seconds. So she's absolutely insane. Her healing per second is psychotic right now. But you need to learn her, and you need to learn Lucio. Lucio is so good right now, mainly because he is a passive healer who can give your team a lot of mobility. He himself is very hard to kill because he moves around a lot and he's pretty quick. On top of that, he can amp it up, and then he can drop the beat. Dropping the beat is a very, very strong ultimate. It shields your team for a massive amount that diminishes pretty quickly, but it's perfect for engaging in team fights, you know, or saving yourself from something like a soldier ult, a Genji ult, something like that. Something that does kind of a lot of damage in a very short period of time, but not like Diva's ult where it's 600 damage in a second, you know. Next, what you want to do is you want to look at your tank class. So the only main tank, well, I lied. There's 2 main tanks in the game. The most common main tank is Rein, and then if you're doing a dive comp, you have Winston. So Reinhardt, as I'm sure most of you guys know, even if you are new, you've probably seen some Overwatch before. Reinhardt is in pretty much every single game. Still, he's very much in the meta, and what he does is he puts up that massive shield. So I would suggest, especially for low ranking, learn Reinhardt first. If you want to learn Winston, do that, go from there. But Reinhardt is quite simple to play for the most part, but it does require a lot of discipline. It requires a ton of discipline to play Reinhardt. So what you pretty much do, what your job is you go to the point wherever the point of interest is, be it the payload, be it on your way to a checkpoint map, on your way to the King of the Hill maps, and you're gonna let your team set up behind you. You're gonna walk in and you're gonna try and out damage the enemy Reinhardt, because every team has a Reinhardt, so there's always a Reinhardt shield battle. From there, your job is pretty simple. You stay pretty much with the team at all times with the team. You do not, if you leave your team, they don't have a main tank. Even if you have something like a Zarya, that's not going to do much shielding. Even if you have a Diva prior to the nerf that's coming up, that's not going to do much. She can only eat so much stuff before her matrix has to cool down. You have to stay with your team as a Reinhardt, and I'll probably go in more depth on these. I'm just trying to touch on these characters that are very much in the meta, very strong, and always seem to be in a good place. So next, you're going to look at Zarya, who is kind of an off tank, very, very strong right now. Her beam has a ton of damage. Both of her abilities are shielding abilities. One ability shields herself, one ability shields an ally. So you can put the shield on the ally, and if they shoot it, it'll charge your shield. She also has a laser beam, so she is great for countering Genji because he cannot deflect it. And then her ultimate is very similar to the Hammer Down or the Earth Shatter from Reinhardt, where it puts all players on the ground or together in this case, so that you can get some wombo combos off, like you can do Gravity Surge along with Justice Rains from Above, and pretty much just wipe the enemy team no matter what, because Justice Rains from Above will shred a Reinhardt shield. Plus, you've got everyone else shooting into that clump also, so that's a very good person to learn right now. Another one, of course, being Roadhog. Roadhog is insanely strong. I'll tell you something very quickly about Roadhog. He only has 600 health. No, he has 600 health, but he is not really considered a tank so much as a second DPS, but he is very strong and he is in the tank category. What you do with Roadhog is your shift will hook somebody. It is insane. Pretty much, if you hook anybody who has about 200 health, it's an insta-kill. Also, you're going to be able to take Diva out of her mech coming up in this next patch whenever it releases, and her health is switched, so she has 400 health and 200 armor. You're going to pretty much be able to take her out of her mech pretty quick there. Plus, if you pull people into your team, even if it's something like a Reinhardt, you're going to do about half of his health. Hopefully, your team will back you up and do the other half and kill him. Every, I believe, 6 seconds is his hook cooldown, and you can get some amazing kills with them. Right now, the hook is a little bit broken, so it'll go through buildings and whatnot, but they're fixing that, and he's actually still supposed to be very, very strong, and they've actually increased kind of its effectiveness if you do land a hook and it does go through, so you don't hook people through buildings anymore, but it's going to guarantee that it pulls them directly in front of you so that you can do your left click and melee combo to kill anyone with about 200 health. Whenever it comes to defense, and this is kind of the category right now that is left out. On defense, you're pretty much looking at Widow, Hanzo, Bastion, Torbjorn, Junkrat, Mei, and Symmetra. What this means is not many of those people are going to be in the meta right now, because the meta is tank meta. So that means 3 tanks, 2 healers, 1 DPS. That 1 DPS is always going to be Soldier, unless you have to counter something, I guess. It could switch to something else. But none of those characters right now are in every single pro game. So the strongest ones that I would suggest to learn is definitely learn Mei, because Mei's always either in the meta or very close to being in the meta. She's always got a place in the game. She's very good at stalling points out because she has Ice Wall and Ice Block. Personally, I'm a fan of Junkrat, and if you ever land in Bronze or Silver, Junkrat can carry you out of that, because people don't understand how to play Junkrat. They don't understand what he does, and they're not quite vigilant enough to pick up that, oh, there's a little ball rolling towards me, it's probably going to blow up. They're too busy shooting somebody, so that ball blows up and just kills him. Not to mention, he does a ton of damage if you know how to play him right. Now, whenever it comes to DPS, Soldier is the biggest one to learn right now, because Soldier is in the meta. He is in every single game. He is extremely strong. He can melt pretty much anybody, including all the tanks. That is why he is the 1 DPS in that 3-2-1 meta that I just mentioned, which is the 3 tank meta, because he can absolutely shred a tank if you are accurate. Which, if you aren't accurate, now's the time to get accurate. And I'm actually thinking of doing a video on how to increase your accuracy here pretty soon. and I'll have that out, and I'll probably try and link it in the description so you guys can travel to it. But with Soldier, you can actually heal yourself and your team with your E ability. It's Biotic Field. It'll heal you up to full Soldier. It'll probably heal something like your Reinhardt close to full, if not full. I'm not 100% sure how much healing it does. Your right click is very good. So what you want to do is you want to shoot a couple bullets and then use your right click. You never want to go straight into the right click unless you know that you have the kill, unless you know that that's going to kill them. The reason why is because that right click is Helix Rocket, and it does a ton of damage. It does something like 120 damage on a direct hit, and then it also AoEs the area around them. So if you get, you can pretty much direct hit, one-shot kill a Tracer if you right-click her. She'll have 30 health left, but that's only like one bullet or two bullets, one headshot, and she's dead. So that's a massive cooldown, but it's also on quite a long cooldown. I think it's on like 12, 13 second cooldown. So you want to use that kind of sparingly. Your ultimate is amazing. It's literally aimbot. You press Q and then you hold down left click and you kill their team. So definitely pick up Soldiers, and keep in mind this isn't a video on how to tell you how to play these people. I'm just explaining what they do for the new player, you know. The next one, Reaper, is actually in the best place of his life right now. Reaper has never really been too much in the meta until tank meta became a thing, and then even now, you're going to look at the next patch is coming out where D.Va no longer counters tank counters, because D.Va used to be able to 1v1 a Reaper and kill him. So now that's no longer a thing, so I'm assuming that we're going to see Reaper in a lot more games because he kills tanks very quickly. His shotguns are very useful, and his ultimate ability can easily wipe a team. Now, Reaper, in my opinion, is kind of a flanker. Not kind of, he is a flanker. He just kind of sits with his team sometime. So what you need to do as Reaper is pretty simple. You want to get behind the team. You want to sneak around. You want to teleport as one of his abilities. It's his E ability, and then his shift is Wraith Walk, where you go invulnerable, and I think you get like 10% movement speed or something like that for a couple of seconds, and then it puts you back down so you can go kill more people. But what you do on him is he has two shotguns. He has two shotguns, yeah. No, he has two shotguns, and you can do mountains of damage as long as the enemy team is as long as your team is being smart and the enemy team is not looking for you constantly. So same thing with any flanker, you know, as long as they're not trying to deal with you first, as long as they don't see you, you can easily get off 3 kills before they do see you. Your backline poke is amazing. You can not poke, but like your backline kills can be amazing. You can go in and take out the Ana, you can take out the Lucio, you can take out the Soldier almost instantly with your bullets. I don't even remember how much a headshot does for him, but it's something crazy. But he's a very good one right now, and the best thing about him is he's probably the easiest character to play in the game. He's very straightforward with everything that he does, you know, and it's very, very, very hard to miss with his shotguns. Another one that is very strong. He's kind of out of the meta now, but he does do a lot of damage, and you can climb with him in a lot of competitive games, a lot of the ranks, depending, and that's going to be Zenyatta. So Zenyatta is a healer who actually can out damage most damagers, most DPS. Not actually, but he can actually throw a healing orb on somebody, Discord orb somebody, so they take 25 or 30% increased damage, and then he can also, if he gets 2 headshots on a Tracer undiscorded, she will die. So he's very strong. If you can figure out how to play him right, he can be extremely strong. The downside to him is that he is very slow and he is very weak feeling. I don't know how else to explain that, but it just seems like he dies a lot. So you have to be very, very good with positioning in order to play him consistently and to the best of his ability. Also another one, and this is just kind of a low SR tip here. So if you're in Silver SR, if you get placed in Silver SR, people do not like to look up in the air. They pretty much just tunnel vision forward. So a perfect character to play to carry you in Silver is Pharah. There's no way around it. You can just sit up in the air and shoot people, and most people in Silver aren't going to have the aim to take you down unless they're playing a Widow or possibly a Hanzo, but most of the soldiers and McCrees at that level will not be able to hit you, and even if they do, chances are they aren't going to be able to hit you about 3-4 times in a row to actually kill you, so you can just go down, get health, go back up, and you're back in a good place. So there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give you direction from here to see what else you could learn. because obviously I am telling you some very basic information. I'm suggesting people for you guys to learn, and why you should learn them, and why they're so strong to learn, and some other stuff like that. How to use their ultis, I guess. But I want you guys to go and actually check out some other channels that are focused on learning, be it learning of people my SR, which I'm lower SR than any of these other people that I'm going to mention. You can go to Stylosa, who's a grandmaster who I watch daily. Absolutely love the guy. He's an excellent teacher. He understands the game very well, and he's British, so you get to listen to that awesome British accent. Next, you have Skyline, who Skyline is, he's a little bit different than Stylosa. Stylosa does discussion videos, whereas Skyline does a lot of review videos. So he'll go through and watch people play professional matches, or not professional matches, excuse me, competitive matches, and probably professional matches too. And then he'll dissect the play and tell you what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right, why their positioning's wrong, why their positioning's right. And then lastly, you have someone like myself who is just getting their start on YouTube, and who's trying to do a bit of both of what Stylosa and Skyline does. I've been doing a lot of discussion videos recently and talking about the new events, the new patches that come through, and what I think it'll change to the meta. And then in the near future, the hope is that I'm actually going to get some coaching videos together so that I can actually show you guys positional errors and whatnot like that. And then I'm actually hoping to have some discussions with players about their play, if that makes sense. So like a Skype call, and then we'll watch the video together, and I'll ask them why they do certain things and explain whether that's right or wrong, and go from there. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy. Make sure you check out those guys' channels. If you did enjoy, it would be awesome if you liked, commented, and subscribed, because my channel is tiny and it would help so much. No, it really would. I'm not joking at all. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'm Helmsy, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.